Um, Thanks again for sticking around and staying with our program. We appreciate it. In that vein, I'm going to call on Jeff Burry, who's our on-the-ground guy at ACOA in terms of the trade activities, works with Patty Sue and the rest of their team there. And Jeff's going to introduce what we're doing for the next, probably 8 to 12 months. I'll paraphrase it before he starts by saying that it's today's version. It could well change tomorrow, and it normally does. So in any event, Jeff, if you could come and join us. Thank you. Wasn't even solicited. No.
Thanks, Lee. Hopefully my voice can carry to the back. Good, Jamie? Attaboy. I want to draw your attention to really two things that you should have in your possession. One is the Trade Team PEI folder. It's got some good information in it that we'll allude to in a second. The other is the actual calendar itself, which really for the first time we published last year as a nice complement to really what's sitting inside of the calendar as the insert. So I want you to, if you can, just to take a quick minute to open up the middle of your calendar and pull out what you'll see here is a sort of a multicolored, nice Tory blue insert. And we'll go through that in a second in a bit of a sort of a logical fashion. But I want to introduce it by giving you a bit of context first, and I guess allude to the fact that Trade Team PEI continues to be a very supportive partnership of public sector agencies and departments that are committed to helping the business community of PEI build its capacity to pursue and to compete and to succeed in your international business development efforts. What we do at ACOA and what we do at Innovation PEI and through our other partner network, Ag Canada, DFAT-D on the federal side, Export Development Canada as well is a valuable federal partner, with the Department of Agriculture, Department of Fisheries, Aquaculture and Rural Development on the provincial side. We want to complement what our colleagues who deliver the ACOA and Innovation PEI business programs, we want to complement that through an additional layer of trade programming and trade activities that make sense for PEI. We have relatively modest budgets to invest in trade activities and trade programming. And we want to be smart about how we make those investments. So the calendar that you see, the insert that you see, is really our attempt to capture a number of things. We highlight what I would call demand-side business development activities that we want to plan and execute over the course of the next 9 to 12 months. We want to complement that with what I call supply side or capacity development initiatives that are really intended to help you as business owners build your knowledge, build your understanding and awareness of market industry trends, specific information about exporting your product service into specific global markets. So I want to take you down through the insert and capture some of the highlights of what Trade Team PEI is taking upon itself to do this year as PEI-specific initiatives. And I think what we try to achieve is flavor and balance in terms of our market segmentation and our sectoral diversification efforts. There are about 60 initiatives that are captured on this insert. They touch on really all of the important sectors for PEI. I want to flag some of the upcoming Trade Team PEI specific initiatives that we are planning and we are executing. We lead next week a very, very dynamic multi-sectoral mission delegation to Boston. So if I can get you thinking down the page in September, I want to draw your attention to Trade Team PEI's multi-sector mission to Boston and the New England region. Some of the folks in the room this morning are going to be participating in that. We've got 11 dynamic companies with various objectives. Promises to be a very solid week on the ground. I want to draw your attention to a special workshop series. We do special topic workshops on very select themes related to export development. We have a very exciting partnership with the University of PEI's, I guess formerly known as the Center for Lifelong Learning. Pat McCauley and colleagues are here. We have a very good relationship with them and with the community business development corporations across PEI. There are 3 of them based in Montague, Summerside, and Alberton. Ron Hawley is here with the Summerside CBDC. Ron's colleagues are in St. John's celebrating their AGM this week. And in Charlottetown, we have a nice partnership with the Greater Charlottetown Area Chamber of Commerce. We do these workshops on a sort of an occasional, repeated basis. The one coming up later in September at 4 locations across the island, really focused on the logistics of exporting, touching on important themes around transportation, logistics, customs brokerage. Should be a very practical session led by Jennifer Darby, who's an industry specialist here based in PEI. So we look forward to seeing you coming out. It's a half-day workshop, in and out very quickly. Hopefully you'll learn a lot. Patty Sue mentioned this morning a partnership we're doing with the Atlantic Food and Beverage Processors in early October. It's going to be a complimentary workshop that's made possible by our partner funding, the European Food Labeling and Regulation Workshop. It's going to be hosted at the Atlantic Technology Center boardroom on the 7th and 8th of October. Great opportunity for our food exporters to come and learn and listen from a very experienced facilitator, Neville Craddock. He's been through Atlantic Canada before. I think some of you might have participated in sessions in Moncton, but we felt it important to bring him here and speak to you, our food sector community. Just to continue down the list here, there's a PEI, Innovation PEI-led IT sector mission to Toronto happening a little bit later in October. As we get into the end of October, early November, there's going to be a significant focus on the China market. The Council of the Federation Premiers are going to be leading a dynamic delegation from Atlantic Canada, certainly, and from other provinces across Canada, led by Premier Giz. There's going to be a side companion program based in Hainan, of which Trade Team PEI and Lee are going to lead. We're going to focus some efforts on Europe as we get in through November with a multi-sector delegation there. Victor's going to be speaking this afternoon a bit more about doing business in Europe, building on the panel presentation this morning. That mission is going to be sort of based in and around the Benelux region, Netherlands, Belgium, France, with programs customized to your interests. So if you're interested in the European market and European mission, speak to Jamie Blanchard or I, or attend the session this afternoon. The U.S. market, very significant for PEI. We're going to continue to build and strengthen our position in that market. We're going to head down towards the end of November into the critical Mid-Atlantic region, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. We've had some good recent successes on missions there. We want to take a delegation back into that territory towards the end of November. Recruitment is open for that again. If you're interested, chat with Jamie Blanchard or I. We're recruiting still as we speak. We have a matchmaker selected for that. If I can get you to turn the page as we sort of turn the corner on 2014 into 2015, we're doing some good work in the Caribbean regional market, not just one particular island, but a series of islands. We have some good partnership going on there with the Greater Charlottetown Area Chamber of Commerce and Canada's High Commission based in Barbados. Some great momentum in agri-food and professional services in that market, looking to go back to the Caribbean region late January. Continuing on down the eastern seaboard of the U.S. as we get into February, we're going to be returning back to the state of Florida. We enable significant reach through the state of Florida with multi-sector missions there. We hub the mission in both Orlando and Miami, so that offers significant opportunity to reach north into Jacksonville, west into Tampa, doing business in the core part of the state in Orlando, and south in Miami, so some great reach potential there. Invite you to be in touch with Jamie or I on that as well. The Asian markets, China certainly in the fall is taking precedence. Return to Japan and South Korea. PEI had a very successful mission there last winter. As we dip into March, that will be the market of focus. A little further down the list, we're commissioning some market research on Brazil as we speak in terms of helping and enabling its growth in the aquaculture industry. There's going to be a presentation this afternoon by Sheriff and Aristides and their team on the research they've done. That could be the anchor for a return mission from PEI to Brazil on a very targeted, focused basis as we get into April. And continuing the focus on Europe, we're looking at a targeted mission to the United Kingdom. Economy there is showing some positive signs of heading in the right direction, and some significant interest being expressed in that island jurisdiction. That'll be a little bit later in May. I think some of the recruitment notices and registration forms are in your folder. So again, we invite you, and I should note as well that all of these notices are posted on TradeTeamPEI.com's website, and most of you are on a very significant database of contacts that we've built across the island. There's about 300 or 400 on our list that receive emails directly from us on our upcoming missions and trade show programs. So if you're not receiving emails from us, make sure that we have your business cards so that we put you on the list. I guess I should say as well that in addition to Trade Team PEI specific business missions and sector specific trade shows that we lead abroad, there's an additional layer of Pan-Atlantic initiatives that are supported through the federal, provincial, international business development agreement. Some of these activities are captured on this calendar as well. We also decided for balance and flavor's sake to sprinkle in a few key international sector-specific events that you should be aware of as it pertains to your sector. This is not a complete list. There are literally thousands of international business development activities, events, shows going on. This is just a select few, scratches the surface, but it really for us represents, I think, a very targeted strategic attempt to use our budget wisely in support of business development and, again, capacity development initiatives. I think that's probably as much as I want to say about our calendar. Invite you to take a look and really be in touch with the team. There are quite a number of us that are really the face and the voice of Trade Team PEI. Patty Sue leads the ACOA team with myself and Sheila Corcoran and Derek Pierce at our Canada Business division. And we've got Mark Skinner, who's done some great work on this particular event. Innovation PEI, Jamie Blanchard, Sherry Lee McKenna, and Bonnie McDonald are part of Lee's team. So, talk to us, give us your feedback. If you're interested in any of these activities, be in touch. If we're not leading the charge on some of this, we can point you in the direction of who is. And, I guess really it's a privilege, to be working in this environment, such a very exciting economic development jurisdiction. For a small island, we're doing a lot of great things, and your public sector partners are committed to helping you make a difference and to really celebrate the success that we've been able to generate in partnership. So continue best wishes and keep in touch as we continue to grow this wonderful island economy. Take care.